Okay, everybody, this is my 1994 Honda Prelude with the VTEC in it, H22. I know some of you guys wanted more detail about the car, so decided to make a video for y'all just so I could scan through it and give y'all a little bit more detail about what's going on here. Okay, so first off, front of the car here, we got the JDM chrome one-piece headlights that are authentic Stanley. Let's see if we can see that there. Yeah, you can kind of see Stanley. There you go. Let's see, we got one flaw with it here is the spider crack that I mentioned on my for sale thread. The bumper is already cut for fog lights, which I used to have, but I sold a while back. Besides that, I mean, there's normal rock chips from, over the years, obviously. The driver's side headlight is a bit hazy compared to the passenger side, but a little wet sanding will do the trick. One of the nostrils did get hit by a pretty good rock there, you see that? Let's see here. So the hood, as you can tell, is faded and the clear coat is peeling on it. Of course there are rock chips on the front as well of the hood. There you go. Everything else is pretty good on it. I do have side skirts for the car as well as mud flaps. The mud flaps are in the trunk, but the side skirts are in my garage. I took them off a while back and just never put them back on. Let's see here. This is the driver's side front wheel. It does have some road rash, curb rash on it. It's really minimal. I mean, obviously, see. And the tread on the front tires is not great at all. I would recommend getting new tires as soon as possible. The back tires, however, are pretty much brand new. I bought them, and after I bought them, I put the car up in the garage and didn't really put many miles on them. Let's see here. So, the windshield is in pretty good condition. It has a couple rock chips. It has one right there, and one up here. The lining is pretty decent on it. I mean, there's two spots that are starting to crack, but not really an issue. I do have the windshield squirters for the hood, but I do not have the windshield washer reservoir or the lines anymore. So this is the passenger side of the car. Again, no side skirts. Front wheels are old, so they need to be replaced. This is the splash guard for the fender well. It's a little off. You could always fix this, no problem. I usually just put it in there and bump it back a little bit, and it usually does the trick. On the passenger side, there is a scuff mark on the door right below the mirror. Okay, and of course a couple other scuff marks being old and whatnot. This is the only flaw, is this dent right behind the door. I got that dent back in 2006 and just never really had the urge to fix it. The window, I guess, rubber covering for the window trim is starting to peel off. It hasn't rusted yet, so that's great. Yeah, I guess it started peeling maybe a few months back. And since I keep my car in the garage, it hasn't really seen the elements too much. Back in 2008, maybe, car got hit by an egg. So that's what happened to it. So don't go egging cars, people. Here is the gutter, the rain gutter. It's been here since '94, so you can kind of tell how much water has been underneath the plastic covering here. It has cracked the paint. It's probably the ugliest part of the car. All the way down. And it's the same on both ends. See right here, this little dot right there. That's sun fading. I mean, the car's old. You can't. And Honda's 2 coats of clear have not lasted. I did put a 5th generation Prelude glass sunroof on the car. It does sit a little high compared to the normal ones, but all I have to do is take off the metal shims to bring the roof down a little bit more. Still has the factory antenna. I just disconnected it a long time ago and never had the urge to put it back in since I don't listen to the radio much. The rear window trim is starting to get sun fade. It's really not bad. So, there you go. Back window, great. The rear defroster no longer works. Ever since I bought the car, it never worked. And again, the rear defroster isn't a priority on my list, so never got around to fixing it. Here's the driver's side window trim, or gutter, I guess you could say. Like I said, the same thing as the passenger. Here's the driver door window trim. This is also peeling. They both started peeling around the same time, and I just never got around to fixing those. The driver's side mirror, great condition. The outside part does have a couple scuffs from, I'm assuming, door dings. There is a small dent right there. You see that there? Okay. Let's look at the rear of the car. The rear of the car is in pretty good shape. When I purchased the car, it did have this dent from what looks like the previous owner had to have either backed into a car or a car parked a little too close to him. Nothing major at all. It's just not smooth as I would like. This car does have one, I guess you would call, accident on the insurance report, and it was back in 2009. I was at a bank and I was pulling out of a parking spot and did not see a car behind me because it was raining really hard. It left that on the car. But the reason why it was declared was because it was a really nice AMG Mercedes that I hit. So bad luck on my part. Didn't really do anything to the car, just scraped the paint. Again, this scrape is probably, yeah, it's really small. Okay, so let's look inside the car. Oh, for those who are wondering, this does have 5% tint all around. So the doors, the back quarter, and the rear window all have 5%. The sunroof is not tinted, but as some of y'all may know, all sunroofs come smoked. They come smoked because, you know, obvious reasons. And you cannot tint sunroofs because the space between the tinting film and the glass will actually break the glass in severe heat, like Houston summers. Okay, so anyways, the inside of the car. The inside of the car is what makes the car, in my opinion. Here we go. We do have the VTEC EL cluster gauge, so whenever the car is not on, you can't really see anything. Look up close. This is one flaw in the plastic has broken. I don't know how it happened. I got it like that, so again, the owner before me took great care of it, just didn't know anything about cars. The floor mats are in great condition. The driver's side floor mat is starting to see a little wear. I guess I'll have to go around and show you that. Passenger seat, it's in great condition. When I got my car, I took out most of the leather interior, except for the two front seats. And this was the reason why. When I got my dog, some guy cut me off one day and she slid across my seat and scraped it and cut it. Yeah. Not the best time. The shift knob will not come with the car. It was a gift from my brother, so I gotta keep it in the family. The radio is pretty nice. It's got a Bluetooth connection, an iPod hookup, and the iPod hookup is routed from the back of the radio through the center console up here. That's my old fog light switch. Up through there, and the iPod is in here. So it's out of sight, out of mind, real easy to get to. Kind of deters burglars because they don't know what they're looking at. Cup holder does work. See? Boom. There you go. All the switches work, the mirrors, the hazard light. Fog light switch does not work, obviously, because there's no more fog lights, but at the time it did. The fog light did come from a 2003 Honda Civic, in case any of y'all are wondering. I still have all the switches for the cruise control, the sunroof, and the light dimmer. The cruise control does not work because the car no longer has cruise control. Let's see here, let's look at the back. These are the rear seats. The rear seats have been sitting in my closet for the past 5 years, so they're in perfect condition. As well as these rear door panels. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. This car does have the center subwoofer, but I disconnected the center subwoofer when I put in the new radio because the rear speakers put out a lot of power. The front speakers, sorry. The front speakers are a component set. I can't remember, they're Pioneer, I can't remember the model of them, but the tweeters are in there, and the mids are in there, I guess I do need to clean these, but not a big issue at all. And the driver's side tweeter is the microphone for the Bluetooth calling, in case anybody is wondering. The mirror works great. Don't mind the pink thing. So let's look at the sunroof from the inside, because it is a 5th gen retrofitted onto a 4th gen sunroof. It did not come with the plastic moldings that go around it. Let's see. The car will come with my original 4th gen sunroof, as well as the inside covering for the 4th gen sunroof. In case y'all do not want this, you can always sell it later. Like I said about earlier, the sunroof being a little too high, those little metal shims that are in between there, you take those out, and I'll lower the sunroof a bit. I'm going to show you the trunk, but it's pretty much full of parts for the car, as well as okay, part 2, sorry, camera died. Anyways, so here's the engine running. I got 6K HIDs for the headlights, regular brights. They're not on right now. If I could turn them on real quick. So, light output. There you go. The engine has about 310,000 miles on it, give or take. The odometer broke a while back, so never learned how to fix it. See, it just blinks a certain number, 150. If anybody knows what that means, please let me know so I can fix it. This is a EL gauge that I was telling y'all about. This ABS light has been on since I've owned the car. I'm assuming it's either a sensor or something to do with the ABS ECU, which is located behind the rear door panel, passenger side rear door panel. One minor issue I have about this car is that since the wiring is old, if I don't run the car for about a week, it does take some time for the lights, for the temperature gauge and the gas gauge to heat up, or light up I guess. See how they get a little stronger. Takes them about a good 10 minutes to light up if the car's not run constantly. Okay, so the engine is H22. That's 2.2 liter for those who don't know. It does have an AMV2 short ram intake. It has a Braille battery, which is a lightweight racing battery. It can be turned upside down, sideways, whichever way you want to mount it. I bought this for a relocation project to put it in the trunk, but like I said, after I bought this battery, I stopped driving the car. It does have DC 4-2-1 headers. No AC, took all that out. Took the cruise control out, which should be around here. Took out the reservoir for the windshield squirter. This is the HID ballast, which I bought not too long ago. My old one was located in the fender well. It came undone and I ran it over, so I just kind of bolted this one here for time being, and yeah, it seems to work. I mean, it's actually bolted down, so it's not moving anywhere. You can always unbolt it if you want to relocate it later. Sorry if you can't hear me, the engine's pretty loud. This skunk 2 oil cap. It's no biggie, it's just something I put on. NGK blue spark plug wires with NGK Iridium spark plugs inside it. And let's see here. My plans were also to relocate the fuse box into the passenger side where the air conditioning used to be. But like I said, it's been sitting in the garage and just kind of lost hope with it. Turn signals work great. Let's see if I can get the hazards on so I can show y'all. There we go. Turn that on. Hazards are on. And there we go. So. Looking down the rear.